Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Preview, and we're brought to you as always by the South Shore Convention Visitors Authority. We welcome in head coach Bryce Drew. This is Todd Eichow, and obviously exciting times here, championship game on the horizon. Coach, we first have to start off, you had a big injury on Saturday. You had to fight through the final 31 minutes without Tavon Walker. Let's start off first by saying what his status is and where the future is for the rest of the year.
You know, we're still learning about the injury, what he can and can't do. And so it'll be a day-to-day thing right now until we can figure out exactly what he's able to do and not able to do.
Still waiting for more results or more words from the doctor? Is that where we're at?
Just more information altogether. So we have some back, we need to get some more, and we need to do some analysis before we can make a decision.
Okay, how about let's take us back maybe to when the injury takes place and then sort of the feeling on the sidelines, and because emotions could be running high at that point, and the team having to kind of look at the situation where he comes off unable to really put any strength, anything on his knee, and you think, well, there's a good chance it's going to be gone for the rest of the game, and then kind of the mood in the huddle at that point after that next time out, and your thoughts on like how the team gathered themselves together.
You know, we've had so much adversity this year. I don't want to say our team's used to it, but you know they've seen it before. They've been in that situation before, and you know, part of what we build our team on is a lot of faith, a lot of values of hard work, togetherness, and you know, when adversity comes, I think our guys really united together and all tried to play a little bit harder.
You ended up playing a lineup almost the entire second half of guys a lineup that you hadn't played together all year long, and you ended up obviously coming through and winning the game. That's got to be difficult, and has to say something about the kids, I assume.
You know, great group of guys, and I've said it, but you know, I'm blessed. I got great guys that are fun to be around. They enjoy playing together, and I think they really pick each other up, and that was an evening when they needed to pick each other up.
We've mentioned this many times before. It seems like when things get tough, here's Cleveland State, I should say, making the run, and they get back and they actually tie the game, and you kind of just ride Alec Peters, and it says something about him only being a sophomore and want the ball in key situations, and when he gets the ball, having the ability and the want to go to the basket, make plays.
You know, he played well beyond his years in that game. In my mind, one of the better performances, and you know, it's up there with the recent history of big game performances. You know, he was tremendous on both ends, you know, making shots, making plays to really help our team.
Obviously keeping balls alive, that was as important as anything. Offensive rebounds, keeping balls alive, tipping balls alive, the putback at key points in the game.
He was excellent, and you know, I think his hard work rubs off where other guys start going for balls more too.
All right, now let's look ahead to Tuesday night and the matchup against Green Bay. You split with them in the regular season. Now Keith Carter didn't play in both games, so here you are again. It looks like another game, maybe not at full strength. Let's talk about the matchup.
Well, it's nice to have Keith back. Obviously, Keith's been great down the stretch for us. Made really good decisions with the balls, hit some big shots for us, and I think our team's getting used to him being back and more comfortable with them. And like you said, he and Victor played some minutes together, and that's probably going to be needed tomorrow night also.
In both games, you held Kiefer Sykes in check for the most part. Even the game when he hit the game winner, he scored 17 from the field. So Tavon on him most of the time in both those ball games. How do you defend him now?
You know, Tavon has done a great job with his speed, getting there, trying to contest shots. You know, Sykes was injured partly this last time he played him, so we know he'll be a different player this time around. He's been really aggressive lately, so you know, we'll definitely have our work cut out to try to slow him down.
Team effort.
Definitely has to be a team effort. He's too good to guard one-on-one, so we'll have to give a lot of help.
You had really good success in general against Green Bay in the last meeting. Even though it was a 3-point game, you guys led by double digits for most of the second half. How were you able to do it, and how do you expect to continue what you did in the ball game a few weeks ago?
Well, they're tremendous defensively, and so scoring points is very hard. You know, for us, a lot's going to depend on, a lot of 50-50 balls. I think rebounding for both teams will be big. But if you go from our previous two games, neither game's been high scoring or really been very pretty, from an offensive standpoint.
I think you said after the game a couple weeks ago that the crowd really helped. It was a great crowd in that game against Green Bay, and no reason to think it won't be a great crowd on Tuesday, and maybe that will help somewhat.
Hopefully, this time of year, they're playing a lot of guys a lot of minutes. We're playing a lot of guys a lot of minutes. So it does help when you have people yelling, trying to give you some extra energy behind you.
You talk about a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes. Certainly in the game against Cleveland State, both games against Cleveland State, you shortened the rotation in the second half, and this is the time of year where it has to be done. Even though you haven't really done it all year, almost all coaches shorten the rotation when it gets down to this point in the season.
The good thing is we have a lot of guys we feel comfortable with out there. But like you said, across the country, I think as the game gets tighter, the rotations do get shorter as you keep going.
All right, we're not even going to talk about seedings or anything at all. We're going to wait till after Tuesday. Good luck tomorrow night.
We got a lot of work, so thank you.
Good luck, and hopefully next time we talk to you, we'll be getting ready for the NCAA tournament.
Thank you, Todd.
For head coach Bryce Drew, this is Todd Eichow. Thanks for joining us this week on Valpo Basketball Preview, brought to you by the South Shore Convention Visitors Authority.